Hey there, it's me, just sitting here with a coffee, thinking about a story that's been rattling around in my head for a while now, one that starts with a mess, literal and figurative, and ends with something I never saw coming. Picture this, a young woman, Lena Carter, kneeling on a cold marble floor in a fancy Back Bay brownstone, her hands smeared with coffee grounds and rotting peach pits, while the queen of the house, Cassandra Worthington, looms over her like she's directing a scene from some cruel reality show. Lena's heart's pounding, not just from the humiliation, but because she knows every second of this is a choice, and the man she works for, Nathan Caldwell, is standing right there, watching, doing nothing. Lena's 28, lives in a cramped Dorchester apartment where the heat barely works, and she's got dreams bigger than the paycheck she's scraping by on. She's studying business at night school, juggling textbooks and cleaning gigs, all to build a company that treats workers like people, not machines. Her mom used to say, "Dignity's in how you carry yourself, not what they pay you." And Lena holds onto that like a lifeline. She's been cleaning Nathan's place for 2 months, making every surface gleam, taking pride in the small stuff because that's what she can control. But that day, when the trash bag splits open and garbage spills across the floor like her own shame, something breaks inside her. Cassandra, all blonde perfection and designer heels, doesn't even blink. "Use your hands, Lena," she snaps, her voice sharp as a blade. "Every bit of it, or you're done." Lena's hands shake, those same hands that held her mom's as she passed, that scribble notes in class, that dream of signing contracts for her own business. But rent's due, her cousin's medical bills are piling up, and survival doesn't care about pride. So she kneels, scooping up the mess, while Nathan, in his $1,000 suit, just stands there, his silence louder than any insult. Now, Nathan's 34, born into money so old it practically has its own museum. He runs Caldwell Enterprises, a real estate empire that buys up half of Boston, and he's got the kind of charm that lands him on magazine covers, sharp jaw, hazel eyes, the works. But inside, he's hollow, haunted by the memory of his childhood nanny, Marla, who raised him when his parents were too busy jet-setting. Marla taught him kindness, how to see people, but somewhere along the way, he forgot. He's engaged to Cassandra, who's planning their engagement party like it's the social event of the decade, but every time he thinks about proposing, it feels like signing another merger deal, cold, calculated, wrong. That day in the kitchen, watching Lena on her knees, something stirs in him, something Marla would have recognized. But he doesn't move, doesn't speak, because that's the Caldwell way. Avoid the mess, keep the peace, protect the image. The next day, Cassandra's off in New York, and Nathan's alone with Lena in his study, surrounded by leather-bound books and the weight of his own guilt. He offers her coffee, calls her by her first name, tries to bridge the gap. "Tell me about yourself," he says, like it's that easy. Lena's guarded's not here to be his redemption arc. "I clean houses, I go to school, I pay bills," she says, dusting a shelf. That's the story. But he pushes, asks about her dreams, and she lets slip her plan. A cleaning company with fair wages, benefits, respect. Nathan's floored's not just surviving. She's building something. For the first time, he sees her, really sees her, and it's like Marla's looking back at him, daring him to be better. They spend 2 days working side by side, Nathan fumbling with a vacuum, Lena showing him how to polish silver without streaks. It's awkward, then easy, then dangerous. They talk about Marla, about Lena's mom, about dreams deferred and the cost of survival. Over grilled cheese sandwiches, Nathan's attempt at cooking, they laugh, and for a moment, the lines between them blur. But then Cassandra storms back, her eyes catching every shift in the air. "Lena, unpack my bags," she orders, then turns to Nathan, all sugar and steel. "I've been planning our future, darling, wedding, kids, the works." Lena's heart sinks, been dreaming of a man who'll never be hers. When Cassandra hears from a nosy neighbor about Lena using the front door, about Nathan working beside her, she pounces. "Is there something I should know?" she asks, her smile venomous. Nathan stammers, just observing her work, but Lena sees it's choosing Cassandra, choosing comfort. "You know your place, don't you, Lena?" Cassandra says, and Lena nods, swallowing the truth. "Yes, ma'am." That night, Lena's world cracks open. Her cousin, Tanya, has a stroke, and the hospital becomes her new reality. Sitting by Tanya's bed, holding her frail hand, Lena realizes survival isn't enough anymore. She texts Nathan, family emergency, taking time off for Tanya at Boston General. Not asking permission. He calls, offers help, but she's done with his half measures. I can't afford your charity, she snaps, hanging up. For the first time, she's choosing herself, her family, her dignity over a job that's killing her soul. Meanwhile, Nathan's spiraling. A viral post from a neighbor exposes Lena's humiliation dignity for Lena trends, raising thousands for Tanya's care, and Nathan's company takes a hit as clients pull out, citing values. He sees Lena's face everywhere in news sites, in his dreams, and realizes he loves her, not the life he's been groomed for. The night before the engagement party, Nathan walks into Tanya's hospital room. Lena's there, exhausted but fierce, and he doesn't hesitate. I'm in love with you, he says, voice raw. I'm canceling the party, ending things with Cassandra, fighting for you. Lena's skeptical pretty words don't pay bills, but his eyes hold something new. Courage. I'm not your project, she warns. You don't need saving, he says. I do. They kiss, and it's not a fairy tale, it's real, messy, full of promise and fear. He promises no more service entrances, no more silence, no more hiding who he loves. A year later, Lena's running Dignity Home Services, employing dozens with living wages and benefits. Nathan's left his empire to build the Carter Community Hub in Dorchester, funded by his inheritance. They're married, living in a modest Cambridge apartment, Marla's photo on their mantle. Tanya's recovering, engaged to a kind pastor she met in rehab. The neighbor who posted about Lena? She's now the Hub's volunteer coordinator, still fighting for justice. Lena's at Harvard on a scholarship, her company a case study in ethical business. Nathan's learning to be the man Marla believed in, the man Lena loves. They clean their apartment together, side by side, equals in every way. This story, it's not just about Lena and Nathan. It's about what happens when we see each other, really see each other, and choose to fight for what's right. It's about the courage to break rules, to risk everything for love and dignity. So what do you think? Was Nathan's redemption real, or just a rich man's guilt trip? Should Lena have trusted him, or walked away for good? Drop a comment, share your take. What would you have done in their shoes? And if this hit you as hard as it hit me, subscribe, hit that bell, and let's keep talking about the stories that make us human.